Well, hello everyone, Dan Hurd with Dan Hurd Prospecting here. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, welcome. I hope to earn your subscription today. I am here with
Andy Thrax. How you doing?
And we have run at the Trout Creek Mine for one solid week. Today, it's time to do our cleanup and hope we find lots of that gold. So, wish us luck, and I hope you enjoy. Now, in our first week running, we were hoping to get 100 yards dug out of the pit, run through the plant, and cleaned up to get a good idea of what we could find in 100 yards of pay gravel from the Trout Creek Mine. Now, we didn't quite get there. Andy, how much did we get done in the first week?
84 yards.
84 yards. Not bad. Almost the 100. It's close enough. It will give us the numbers we need. We'll have to do some math to do some calculating of what we would have found in 100 yards, but 84 yards will be enough. You can see behind us here, we have one heck of a tailings pile. We have our machinery. We have our wash plant. We have the remnants of an 84-yard run. We will be cleaning this up and hopefully doing 100 yards next week.
I hope to start doing 100 yards every 3 days.
Excellent. Let's go see what we got in the first 84 yards. Now, we do have 3 bins of cons. This first bin here is everything that was in the main sluice. The second bin here is our secondary sluice down at the bottom that throws much more of the bigger material through. And the really big stuff, we also have a nugget trap just to make sure that, you know, if any really big nuggets go through, it falls into the nugget trap. Now, I'm not expecting anything from the Trout Creek Mine that's going to be that big, but just in case, we do have a nugget trap catching anything that might be oversized. Now, over the month run here, we will be doing multiple cleanup days. Every Friday, we hope to do a cleanup day. And we will be using multiple tools, different techniques for doing our cleanups. We do have all sorts of things here. We have the Gold Hog multi-sluice. We have the cleanup sluice from Adventures in Gold Prospecting. But because we do have the newfangled machine, the Gold Drop, with us, we're gonna start by using that today and testing it out and seeing how well it cleans up our con. First, let's see what was in the nugget trap. Now, as I said, the nugget trap here, I'm actually not expecting nuggets this big from this site. We might get them from the back site where SIBO is going to be working later on this summer. But up front here, we have never found any big nuggets. But that being said, we don't want to risk losing any that might be here. As you can see, the nugget trap does not produce many cons at all. And it's all big stuff in there. So we're just panning it out because it'll be really quick and easy to pan this out and see if there were any nuggets. Oh, I see something in there already, and it's not a nugget. The big reveal. What did we get in the nugget trap? Ha ha ha! We got a bullet.
Look at that.
An unspent 22 bullet. And we also have one of these white rocks. Now, these white rocks are common on this claim. What they are, they're actually nuggets of galena. Galena is a lead ore, and the lead oxidizes white. If you break these open, they're actually silver inside. This one may be oxidized all the way through. We'll find a silver one to show you. No big nuggets. No little nugget. Oh, is that a little nugget? Nope. The nugget trap may have caught a couple of little tiny specks, but yeah, no nuggets this run, which I was expecting.
That's probably the most advanced piece of gold science I've ever seen.
What do you think we should do? The main mats first or the secondary mats first?
Better start with the secondary one.
Start with the secondary and then get the main ones, because the most of the gold is in the main mats for sure.
Yeah, 99 I think percent will be in there. Well, 80-90% will be in those top mats.
Sounds good. So we will be classifying all of our cons down using the tremor classifier, a little vibrating classifier, through 4 different classifications. The top 2 or 3 will just pan out because they'll be so quick and easy to pan the bigger stuff. That's just simple. The bottom 2 at least will run through the machines to collect the fine gold. Let's get going. That looks like 1/8 plus.
Any garnets on this creek?
Very few garnets here.
The subject today is classified.
Yes. There we go. Let's pan out bigger ones. See what we got. 1/4 inch stuff, I doubt we'll find anything in. But better check. Nothing in the way of gold. Now the 1/8 inch. I will be disappointed if we don't find anything in this one. Okay, let's see if I'm disappointed. Lots of little black rocks. That means our first sluice is catching everything. Yes, that's why it's not in the second sluice.
What are those little meteorite pieces?
Look at them. Those are all pieces of magnetite. Like rocks of magnetite.
Yeah, they're beautiful little things.
There's one of those white rocks I talked about, the galena nuggets. That is interesting. I might keep those aside for my pay dirt bags, my hardest ever pay dirt bags. Put some of those little magnetite nuggets in them. We may as well do the 16 plus by pan too, because it's easy enough and we'll save the machine for the fine stuff, which is hard. And for anyone who thinks that I'm panning too fast for cons, we will run through all of our tailings at the end of the month to make sure if I was too sloppy with my panning and lost anything, that we get it labeled. I see lots of those little black rocks coming out through here again. Smaller this time, obviously. Look at the surface here though. Just those little magnetite rocks. Okay. There's the big guy. We saw him in the sluice.
I am surprised that that made it into that next size
That
down.
second sluice, yeah. But only one. Interesting. Yeah. That is a beautiful picker of gold. So the next two classifications will be going through there. Now, if you want to know what this machine is, how it works, how you use it, all that kind of stuff, I have 2 videos on my channel of me going through my first, initial uses and trial and error with this machine. Go check them out. They'll tell you everything you need to know. Today, we're just using it to get our gold. Starting with the 20 plus mesh classification. Now first we have to set the machine. So we have the water levels going very low at 0.5. We'll put 1 small scoop in, and if we screw up at all, our tailings go into a bucket so we can rerun them again. 1 small scoop in, it washes down in, it goes into the main chamber, and it starts separating. And I see things falling already. That means I didn't have enough water. Let's turn up the water level. There we go. Should have had more water to start with. Now nothing's falling in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that stuff that fell, put it back in the top so that we don't have all the garbage in our jar. Now we have to set our water flow so just the bare minimum starts coming down into the separation chamber. So turning down the water flow, there's a little bit coming in. There we go. Little bit coming into the separation chamber, just like that. We've got it set right. We can now load the machine with the cons. You can see just the heaviest of the magnetites are making it down and dancing in the chamber right now. If there were any gold flakes in that first little scoop, they would be falling through. Well, Andy sees a couple in there, right in the center, so I don't know if the camera's gonna get those. Oh yeah, I see some gold in there. Nice! There we go. It's all in there. It will slowly feed through. I see some of the heavy stuff falling. You see gold, Andy?
I saw one beauty little speck in there.
So, everything's dancing right, everything is moving in the chamber right, everything is dancing around and shifting around and letting the heavies fall down, bringing the lights up. Nice thing about this machine is we could go for coffee right now. We could go back to the main sluice and start just sluicing more. We don't even have to be here. It'll just start catching all the heavies of the heavies. I see a piece of gold in there.
Do you?
Yeah, it's just about to fall in. It just went. So after turning down the water flow, we did end up with a little pile of big magnetite rocks in the bottom. Those will be easy to separate. Let's get in a pan and see what it looks like. Okay, first, let's see what's in the jar. Now remember, this is the bottom sluice of the wash plant, so hopefully all the gold is in the top sluice. But there's some nice flakes that made it through the top sluice and got caught in the bottom sluice. And see how easy that big coarse magnetite just rolled away from the gold? Nothing to get the gold in one spot. Nice looking gold. But don't be discouraged. The upper sluice, the next set of cons, should have 100 if not 1,000 times more than that. Okay, one small scoop in here just to set the machine for the finer material. This is 16 minus, so anything that will make it through a 16 mesh classifier. And we obviously have to set the water levels lower for this just because it's a smaller and lighter material. Tweak it so just a little bit goes into the separation chamber. There we be. And now I can load the machine with the rest of the cons and then let it do its thing. Well, there it's doing its thing. They're gonna sit back and have a coffee. Let it finish separating the gold. I'm impatient. I want to just go and clean it out and see what we got. I have to let it have its time to do its thing. I want to see. So we do have it set so a lot more black sand is coming into the jar than the last time. As before, this stuff is going to be so easy to separate and pan out that I don't mind that there's more of the black sand there. The gold will be easy to get out of that. You can see that I've set it differently here, and there's a lot more material coming down into the separation chamber than before. Flipping all around, trying to separate the gold out of that black sands there. A lot more activity in the separation chamber. And with this finer stuff, there will be a lot more gold that's left in the main chamber. But that is also getting easier and easier to pan because it is still reducing. I put my hand underneath the tailings and there's lots of lighter stuff coming out the tailings. So the volume is reducing by a lot, and this will be easy to pan once we do let it have its half-hour run and get out the gold it might get. A nice little flake just fell right on top. I'm looking forward to doing the other sluice, the cons from the other sluice. It's gonna be so neat to see. Okay, that's gotta be long enough. Turn off this water, turn up that water, close the valve. Can I do it one-handed or do I need the camera? Oh, look at that, I can do it one-handed. Can I take the valve? Oh, everything's more difficult when you hold a camera. And into the pan she goes. Ooh, that's a lot of black there. Let's hope there's a lot of gold too. Oh, I see the gold. Oh, I see the gold. And remember, this is still the second sluice. Should be like less than 10% of the gold in this sluice. Look at that. Well, there's the gold from the Sluice Goose Gold Drop out of the smallest classification. Again, this is the second sluice, not the primary one. We should be looking for 10, if not 100 times more in the primary sluice. Gold. Yay, gold. Smallest classification from the second sluice. So there was very little left in the machine from that last, the finest run of the second sluice. We just sucked it up, said, forget the video, we just want to get on to the good stuff. It's really unfortunate. I might not get it all done today. I may have to come back tomorrow or the next day and finish it off. I have to take my son in for his driver's test. Yes, my little tiny son, who is not tiny anymore, is going to be driving soon. If you've watched my channel for any length of time, actually, Alex's first debut on one of my videos was right here at Trout Creek Mine, high banking, where our tailings pond is right now. There's Alex. Say hi, Alex. He's running the little high banker. Let's see if we can find ourselves some little nuggets today. There's not much gold here, but some of the gold we do find is quite coarse, and yeah, pulled out a few little nuggets out of this hole, so hopefully Alex will find a little nugget or two today. So no problem here. We're going to spend some time today reclaiming this little spot a bit after we're done digging. Make it look a little nicer. Say bye, Alex. Anyhow, we've started classifying the primary sluice, the good one, and we're going to pan out what I can before I have to run off and get him. So here's the 1/4 inch. This is anything larger than 1/4 inch. I'm not sure how we got those behemoths of boulders in there. What's your thoughts, Andy? Think we're gonna see anything of this?
I would love to, but I'm thinking we aren't. But I'm okay with lots of small gold instead.
Very doubtful that there's actually anything that's this big that we didn't see ahead of time in any of the sluices. Well, the moment of truth. No gold. A bullet.
Oh, wow. A lead nugget.
Yep, I think I remember seeing that in one of the sluices, actually. Alrighty. Now we've classified down 1/8. This is 1/8 plus. I would not be surprised at all to find a few of our bigger flakes in this. Here we go. The moment of truth. Uh-oh. Nothing over 1/8?
That's crazy.
I'm scared, Andy.
Yeah, I know. To have it all be smaller than that is...
We saw some big, big flakes. Chunk of lead. The one flake we got.
I thought for sure there was at least 1 or 2 that were over an 8.
I thought for sure too that we'd have something in there that size at least. Scary. Let's hope it's all in there still. Well, here we go, the plus 1/16th. Into the pan she goes. Yeah, let's wash this in nicely.
Just submerge the whole thing.
I think I'll take this one really slow. There could be some good gold in here. Don't want to lose our gold. I saw the first piece. See that one right on top? I'm not going to go any farther than that. Lots more down there though.
I was worried right until just a few seconds before that showed itself. I did not have
You didn't see it coming?
any sight of that coming, yeah. That's promising.
That's nice. That's nice looking. I am surprised those are smaller than 1/8. Don't they look bigger than an 1/8?
They're definitely, most of them are bigger than 1/8 in one direction, but they obviously fit through. Nice chunky gold. Look at that one. How far did that guy travel?
Yeah, no
From the
kidding.
source.
He's a little...
It's just completely jagged.
That's a little nugget. Got thickness to them, jagged. They're beautiful. Those are beautiful pickers. A pile of pickers from the Trout Creek claim. Nice. Andy admiring our gold. Oh, they all set up the snuffer bottle. And now for the two smaller classifications, we'll go back to the gold drop and see what we find. This is awesome. We're just setting up the machine right now, just setting up all the water flows and everything. And we put a little bit of material in to help set the water flows. And there's a crazy flake just flittering around in there. Doesn't quite fall out because we have the water flow too high right now, but he keeps showing up and flittering around in the separation chamber. So nice to see. There's one flake flittering around in the separation chamber, just waiting for me to adjust the water so it falls into the jar. So we keep seeing flakes flitter by, and lots of them. And we see lots down in the jar. Andy and I were just saying how nice this would be if we had clean water in here. We may clean things out for the next run. Well, I gotta get going here pretty soon. So let's see what this machine captured in its jar, and I'll do the rest tomorrow. Well, this is what I see from the pile from the jar. A lot of black sand with a lot of gold. Well, that is a nice pile of gold. As Andy just said, it's amazing how uniform everything is here because of the way we've classified it. Everything is the same size in this, but we still have lots and lots to do. Gold. Gold. Lots and lots of gold. Still worried about it working out to our 1 ounce there, Andy.
Yeah, me too.
We're guessing that's 5 grams of gold right there. Well, this sucks. I gotta go pick up my son, take him to his driver's test. I don't get to see how much gold we got until I get back here tomorrow. Luckily for you guys, that'll be just 1 second on the film. Congratulations, Alex. You are now a driver. Well, I'm back. Let's get this cleanup done and see what we've got. I'm gonna send Andy back to digging while I finish off the last little bit. So the results will be a bit of a surprise to him. Let's get going.
Just knocking all the gold off the boulders.
So I know at this point you're done seeing the process and want to see the result. So I'm just going to take the last little bit, run it through the machine, and then you get to see what we found. You don't need to see this anymore. Well, here we go. Here's the fine stuff out of the gold drop. See what she looks like. Some nice looking gold. So this is the fine gold out of, what do we say, 84 yards of pay dirt. Now this is anything sub 16 mesh. Anything that would fit through a 1/16 inch sieve. Oh, this might even be 20 mesh. I can't remember what the smallest one is. This is the small stuff. And there seems to be a lot of it. Well, there we go. That's a lot of gold. Now, to get it cleaned up so we can weigh it all together. Again, this is just the small stuff. The big stuff's already in the snuffer bottle. So here we go. Our calculations tell us that every 100 yards should yield 1 ounce of gold. Now this is 84 yards, but we're kind of, you know, secretly hoping that there's a full ounce in this 84 yards, even though our initial calculations say it will take a full 100 to get an ounce. While Andy digs away there, let's talk numbers for a minute. We have done many tests here at Trout Creek, and all of our tests we sort of calculate how much gold is in the amount of dirt that we've dug. And our estimates up to now have been around the 0.25 to 0.33 grams per yard of material. Now, to get an ounce of gold, we would have to, at those rates, dig about 100 yards of gold. 100 yards of gold, 100 yards of dirt. But we only did 84. So at 84 yards, at 0.33, it would give us 27 grams of gold. That's the high end. If it was 0.25, it would give us 21 grams of gold. Again, we're hoping for 31, get that full ounce. That would be nice. But we're probably more likely in the 20 to 25 range for gold here. If it's in that range, this is turning out to be an economical deposit that we could mine the whole bench. If it's below 20 grams, then we have to figure out why, and we're still doing more tests. We still have lots more to test here, but overall, under 20 grams in a 84 yard run wouldn't do it for us. Anyhow, the gold's still drying. And with this rain, it's not helping. It's too humid out here for it to dry. Well, there it is. But you know, the more I look at that, the more I think that's not even close to the 20 grams that we're hoping for. Like half. Well, I don't know. Should I weigh it up and then give Andy the bad news, or should I get Andy over here and weigh it up with him? Okay, Andy, I don't know about this.
Doesn't look as great as we hoped for the first 84 yards.
Nope, it doesn't. Let's have a look. Ooh, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9.3.
A third of an ounce.
Oh, slightly disappointing for what we put through that machine.
Yeah, that was a lot of effort, a lot of processing. I think that it takes that though, because we're just opening it up. We're just starting to get happening and moving. We sluiced the lower grade, the top gravel first.
Yep. You said you didn't like the looks of that whole sort of 30-yard run, that last run you did, because
just a lot of organic still in it, even though it was a ton of gravel. Just a lot of soil.
Right.
Not so much sand.
Too high up in the deposit, not down near the bedrock or in the gravels. Ran a lot of the lighter overburden. Not the topsoil, but the lighter overburden.
That's right. We removed the soil down to the gravel. The soil seems to penetrate the gravel some. You know, we didn't want to throw the gravel away, but at least now we know that there's not a lot of gold in it.
Okay, so the next level down has to have even that much more gold for our averages to work out to between 0.25 and 0.33 per yard, because that's about 0.12 maybe.
$7-8 a yard.
Yeah, that's not enough to make this a machine operation, a full-scale machine operation. But the next 100 yards, that'll do it.
I'm pretty positive about the next 100.
Excellent. You got a week to do it.
Yeah.
I'll be back in a week. Let's see if we can get an ounce in 100 yards.
I'm up to the challenge.
Well, there you go. There's $670 worth of gold. Works out to about $8 a yard for the deposit so far. That number will get refined a lot as we go deeper, hopefully much higher. There's the first half gram from our tailings pond, and now $10 grams worth of gold. So the gold owl did its job nicely, though we didn't have as much gold as we would like to put through it, but it worked very nicely. Next week's cleanup is going to be done through the Gold Hog Multi-Sluice. Well, the first full week and the first full cleanout at the Trout Creek Mine. Roughly 10 grams of gold. Sure, we'll say 10. Hope you enjoyed watching it. If you did, please leave me that thumbs up. Leave a comment, please. If you haven't subscribed to my channel and you enjoy my videos, please consider subscribing. It does help a lot. Thanks everyone for watching, especially my patrons. Because of the support of my patrons, I get to make these weekly episodes of Dan Hurd Prospecting. Hope you're all having an amazing day. Next week will be better. And until then, bye!